When last we left off, the party began their endeavor on the first leg of the mission, at which they have been bequeathed by the Dragon General and now the King of the Human Empire. They left the city gates as quick as they could after a small and extremely philosophical discussion over the future of a now pseudo-adopted orphan that they have in tow, accepting a side quest to bring them to what they believe to be the only place left where they have what they believe to be some member of family left to return them to, after that child was found trapped with the evil necromancer that they first discovered the long period of 1.5 days ago. After buying some horses and carts and preparing for their journey with rations and supplies, they left the royal capital, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, and steely-gazed, ready for what may happen, on their first leg being that of the under-construction town of Steelmaw. As you leave the capital city, you undergo 3 hours of travel. This travel is recognized as mostly safe due to its proximity to the royal courts and to the capital city of Riverton. As such, no rolls will happen at this time. Is there anything anyone does in the 3 hours of downtime before you arrive at the city?
Cole will attempt to draw a mustache on Sai.
Oh my god.
Sai, are you doing anything that would require your attention to be away from Cole, as such that he would be allowed to roll? Are you meditating? Are you doing anything?
Like, can you read help? What is happening?
You're
Will
traveling.
is trying to...
I feel like that's an answer enough.
Yeah.
With Onyx's ability, he is commanding Cole to draw a mustache on your face. Are you going to do anything about it, or are you distracted right now in this leg of our 3 hours?
Because you have 3 hours of downtime, right?
I definitely think that Sai is too distracted to notice.
Okay, in that case, it's going to be Cole's sleight of hand versus Sai's passive perception. So, Sai, tell me your passive perception. It doesn't matter. It's 24. So,
okay.
No, in fact, that's better than everyone's passive perception. So what happens is, at some point when you guys are like transferring who's riding a horse and who's resting in a cart and who's doing whatever, at some point, like an hour into your travel, you all realize that Sai just has a mustache drawn on her face, and none of you ever saw anything that would indicate how it got there. It just appeared.
Calix takes one look and goes, "Yep, par for the course here."
Yeah.
What are you looking at?
Nothing.
When that thing get there?
Nothing.
That's not suspicious at all. Addie?
I mean, I've never seen somebody grow hair that quickly, honestly.
Wait,
When
what?
did that get? When did that get there?
It's a squirrel.
You got a squirrel on your lip.
So you look into the reflective metal piece of one of the saddles of the horse, and you see that a mustache has been drawn on your face.
Sai kind of giggles to herself and goes, "I see you." And then that's it.
Does anyone do anything else?
Calix is just gonna maintain his armor and shield during the trip. If he's in the cart.
Yeah, you have supplies to do that, and you're trained enough, and you don't need to roll.
Ophis, just so you know real quick, when I rolled that, it still showed that as me.
I know, but it's his modifier. I know.
Yeah, okay.
I know you don't. I know you don't have a +8 to sleight of hand, Mr. Paladin.
I was like, wow, I rolled really well.
Sai, who's Sai sitting closest to?
You guys are rotating out, so you have. Remember, you bought like a cart that holds 3, and then like 2 or 3 horses, and then you guys are basically like switching off who's riding a horse and who's riding a cart. So you could tell me like what rotation you're in when you're in the cart.
I don't even know what rotation we're in. What rotation are we in?
Well, if you're trying to talk to somebody, you could just say that it's when you two are in the cart, if you want to do that.
Okay. Sai wants to talk to Addie.
What's up?
What's poppin'?
Hello.
What's poppin'?
Do you think we can do this?
Do what?
This. Save the world. Be heroes. Whatever we're supposed to be doing.
Well, if I'm being honest, I don't think it really matters what I think. We're just kind of on this
that's not
journey now. I
true.
don't think we have much of a choice in the matter. I mean, somebody's got to do it. Fate chose us to do it. And the other option is to die anyways. So
Very optimistic point of view on this, Addie. But I think you're wrong about not having an opinion on this. I think we all do. Sure.
do
it
you
might
think we
seem
can do this?
We're here, and I feel like because we've gotten this far, I mean, we beat the king, and we were barely able to put a scratch on his face. I don't know. I feel like we have hope. I don't know. I'm just trying to be optimistic about it, and I was wondering what your opinion on it was.
I think we have a good chance. I hope I'm not wrong about that, but I think if we all work together and, you know, follow the road as we should, I think this will work out in our favor.
This is not Sai speaking anymore. This is also barring the fact that Sai is the only one who's actually seen
What happens?
what happened.
Sai's been
like-
cursed with knowledge.
So Sai's just sitting there listening to Addie and trying to have this positive conversation while like the dread is just like slowly creeping in. And the memories of the nightmare and the vision are just like dun dun dun.
It's gonna be
Bad.
so great. It's gonna be so great when Sai learns like major illusion, and she's like, "Hey guys, I gotta show you guys something."
I have to yeah, there's a thing. we had this
Yeah.
conversation.
Yeah, just so everyone knows what we're getting into, I need to share this with somebody so that it's not just me.
Party mate, fucking PTSD.
Yeah.
In the day and a half of travel.
Hey, she wanted the
Die
PTSD.
cast PTSD.
But yeah, okay. So is anybody else sitting with us that wants to overhear this conversation or no?
If not, I did want to ask something else, but if other people are listening, then I'm not going to ask.
Well, now I don't want to listen.
Wouldn't there be someone else in the cart?
Yeah, but they
There
don't
literally has to
necessarily.
be
They
someone
don't.
else in the
Yeah,
car,
they
but-
don't need to be like paying attention. Like if it's
Mike
Calyx and
is
he's
still
doing his
working on my
armor.
armor
Yeah,
like a champion.
yeah.
Totally not listening into the conversation.
Totally.
As far as you can tell, he does not appear to be listening.
Cole,
Okay.
on the other hand, is like on a whole nother planet.
Yeah. It's like he's like a town away or something.
Like in another
I'm-
state.
Yeah.
I will be just riding a pony.
He's just so
Smoking
high
the
up in
pipe.
the air right
Yeah,
now.
it's crazy.
I'm just riding the pony, smoking the pipe.
He's high on life.
So I'm just gonna ask Sai, like, are you okay, by the way? After,
Do you
you know,
want a real answer or the answer I tell people when I don't want them to know?
the real answer if you feel comfortable enough to give it.
Am I okay? No. I'm far from okay. But I have to be. I can't not be okay. The world is literally on our shoulders. We have to do this. If we don't, everything falls apart. But
Yeah.
we don't really need to get all sad and depressed and stuff about this. I mean, it's like you said, it doesn't really matter. We just have to look forward, right?
Yes, but let's just say a lot happened, like, I don't know, what, 3 hours ago, maybe?
Yeah.
Oh, me
Oh.
waking up screaming, drenched in sweat, with some random mark on my chest that
Yeah,
wasn't
yes,
about?
that. Yep.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
that was last night. Yeah, that was
That
early in the
Yeah,
morning.
that was this morning.
Yeah.
You wanted to know if I was okay about that, not about the whole thing.
That was originally what I was asking, but it's also good to know your general state of being.
I'm perfect. I'm so okay. Like, absolutely, like, don't even worry about it.
Quick above board question. I don't remember how much did Sai tell Addie about like what their dream was.
I feel like it was a lot of, like, kind of, like, incoherent, like...
It was a lot of nondescript explanation. She's like, it's horrible, it's awful.
It was really
Yeah.
okay. So I thought it was
Like,
pretty
This
general.
person
Okay.
woke up in extreme amount of pain, like, terrified, probably going through some shit, and just mumbling about how horrible it was. I saw it. There's no way. What
Yeah,
you
Yeah,
do?
okay.
In the past, she's referenced like, "Oh, I saw them. I saw it." Like when she did her first vision, when she
But
got
like
the
not
orb.
exactly
But yeah,
what
she's
she
never
saw.
sat down and like specifically explained every aspect of like the circumstances of the vision. There's enough like bits and pieces that you've all reasonably come to the assumption that she probably saw. Like she said before that she saw like the stars from the past, that kind of thing. But she hasn't given you like enough detail that you could clinically say like, oh, and then this happened, and then that happened, and then that. Like she's left that in the
Okay,
dark.
got it. So then my next in-game question would be, do you want to like talk about what you saw or dreamed?
You want to know what I dreamt about? What I woke up screaming in horrible pain about? That's what you want to know.
I mean, unless you want to tell me your deepest desires, yeah, I want to know what you woke up screaming in the middle of the night about.
So happens to be a bag of holding that doesn't actually disappear any of the snacks I store inside it, so it's just empty snacks. But on a serious note, I don't think I'm ready to talk about it yet.
Okay.
I don't even know. I mean, I know what I saw, but I don't even know what it really means. It's not something I can easily put into words, and I think talking about it would just make it worse for me. I haven't really processed it myself yet. But I appreciate you asking. And if you ever need to talk about anything, or just random stuff, it doesn't even have to be what we're doing. It could just be something that you liked. I don't care. It might feel good to be normal, to have normal conversation. So whatever you need, I'll listen.
Same to you.
The party's morale increases by 1. This has no effect.
You get inspiration.
Yeah. You already
I'll take
have
some
it.
inspiration right now from
I
my
do
dedication
appreciate
to.
it.
Yeah.
None of you have used it. You have inspiration. You just haven't
Felix
used
roll
it.
We
for
haven't
having
needed it.
Yeah.
any of that conversation.
I heard everything.
Wait, we have inspiration?
That by pitying me and playing the Frost Dungeon, I had it written in my notes from like 6 months ago that anyone who actually played it to the end and on the off weeks would get inspiration as a reward for letting play D&D with me. So you should have been there.
Bribery, Onyx.
Well, no, they didn't know. It's not bribery. They didn't know about it when they said yes, so they got the reward.
Yeah, it wasn't until we literally defeated the dungeon that he was like, and everybody gets inspiration in main campaign.
Chuck Jones did me good.
Yeah. But that being said,
I don't have the power to give inspiration. So.
yeah, not in this campaign. But
Nope.
that being said, as this very heavy conversation looms in the air around these two and everyone's travel progresses, it was already slightly towards midday when you left the capital, a little bit before because you had to negotiate with the horse salesman. You were at the orphanage. You helped fix stuff up. So it's coming around like 2-ish, 3-ish o'clock in the afternoon. And you come upon what looks to be a large flattened area in between these like rolling hills that are native to the plains of this geographic location, and you notice a large flattened area that has been not paved over, but it is mixed stones and dirt as opposed to grass, with some stone structures scattered around, as well as just a series of groups of 6 to 7 people milling around in a generally disjointed fashion. There are structures, but they are haphazardly placed and ramshackly constructed. And I will change the map to your first look at Steelmaw.
Whoa.
You enter through what appears to be an attempt at a gate. It is made of stone and wood, and it has no walls, and functionally serves no purpose, because there's no walls to be the gate for. You see a mostly flattened area. To your left is a ramshackly constructed series of construction supplies and ledgers and construction type machines, you would call it, pulleys and levers and whatnot. It seems to be some sort of supply depot. And then you notice in this large flattened area, they're far, far to the like northern section of the city, you see what appears to be a very large wood and stone structure. And somewhere in between, you see what appears to be a well centered in the flattened area where water appears to be being drawn from, as well as what looks like temporary housing for construction workers, and a large, half-completed attempt at a residential district.
Okay, so I don't have my notes with me, but because they're on my computer and I'm using Sai's computer for right now. Was it the Vipers who were kind of leading the charge, or which one of the gangs was it again? I had it down in my notes.
Yeah, so the people in charge of this gang was the Wolves.
It was the Wolves. This was the Wolves.
Yeah, the Iron Wolves. These are the hunters and the monster hunters and mercenaries. They're like the neutrally aligned gang. Sai was able to remember with her role. You know that
I wrote it down too.
It was their. They went to the king and actually proposed the idea of constructing this town, or they went to the government, I should say, and then somehow it was agreed upon that they could do that, and now it's being constructed. Like, the nature of how it got here is unknown, but you know that at least somewhat publicly, it is technically a town affiliated with a gang.
Not publicly affiliated, or publicly affiliated.
Well, in terms of like, the town is not public yet because no one's allowed in, but everyone who like you've spoken to about it seems to be in the know of that. Like, the origins of the charter for the town is in some way tied to the Iron Wolves. They don't know the specifics, neither do you, but it is not like, it is like a soft-spoken secret of like, isn't it kind of weird that this town is built this way?
Gotcha. Okay, I was just jogging my memory. Thank you for that.
Yeah. And then also, this map is absolutely not to scale. So imagine like a medium-sized city. That's how big this map is. It's just, and then those are the districts. So this is not like a 5-foot square. This is like, each square is like a mile. Well, not a mile. It's like half a mile.
Oh my God, that is a 1 mile long house. Oh no.
I misspoke. You know what I mean.
Well, then no, that's still a mile long house.
It's a walkable. Imagine a walkable city, but not New York City.
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Do we have to talk about New York City?
Imagine a walkable city that isn't that city we won't talk about.
Oh, like LA?
Yeah. All of California, really. Don't at me. But yeah, what is the party?
We're gonna have to cut that.
Yeah. Now I'm leaving it in. Fuck them. East Coast, West Coast, baby.
Like 2 of our listeners are from there. Have you seen the reports?
But yeah, what is that? What does the party do?
Well,
What does the party?
we have that letter from the king for the one person we had to bring it to, right? Again, I don't have my notes in front of me.
You were supposed to give a letter from the king to the person who is currently foreman technically because it's under construction, but also like the pseudo lord of the town. You were supposed to meet with them, talk to them about having met the king, and then present them with the letter.
So we should probably just go to the Lord's Mansion, right?
That should probably be our first.
I would vote to go to the Lord's Manor then.
Lord's Manor. Lord's Manor.
Lord's Manor.
Lord's Manor.
I mean, maybe we should just, because we're close to supply depot, maybe just ask them if he's actually there right now.
Rather than walking across the entire property
I
for no
don't
reason.
know where the Lord is. at
Because
any
he's the
given time.
foreman.
Yeah.
Yeah, he could be
Yeah.
hands-on.
Yeah, but he could be hands off.
If he's
Yeah,
living
yeah.
in a Lord's
so if
Manor, he's
supply depot's
probably
right
not
here,
very
let's go ask him
hands-on.
about it, and then we go there if he's there.
Yeah, how
Can I
blue
roll
collar
to
is this
drop
guy?
Dash on Onyx.
No, you're midway through a conversation. You can't. He's
Did you
actively
do a
looking at you.
disadvantage?
As much as I'd like to go to Lord's Manor, I do actually think Onyx has a good
Yeah, I
point
think
to
going to
just
the
walk a
supply depot.
shorter distance and just see if they know where he is before we walk the longest distance across.
So you're heading to the supply depot.
I think
Yes.
so.
After about, I don't know, 15 or 20 minutes of walking from this gate, you notice, by the way, that this gate, while being constructed and a gate, there is no one by it. Like, there's no one manning it. That has 2 towers, and there's nobody in it. It's just like someone was like, we need a gate, and then built one, but didn't build any of the stuff necessary around it or any of the men necessary to use it. So it's just a gate in the middle of a flat plain. After 15-20 minutes, you walk over to the supply depot and you see 20 or 30 different people kind of milling around. They're all wearing like leather smocks, not helmets, but like thickened leather gloves. They're very clearly moving heavy materials, bits of steel, iron. There are some like mortar and pestles that you could tell is used for like Roman style concrete. There are large stacks of cobblestones that you could tell are what they use to make these cobblestone pads and these cobblestone flooring to prevent to build the foundation. And you see like all these people. You notice it's all different races too. It's not like, oh, it's a bunch of humans. Funnily enough, there's everybody. Every race that you can imagine is here, and so 1 or 2 here and there, and they all seem to be getting along fairly well. They're all just kind of shooting the shit, where they're like, oh, slapping someone on the ass, like, well, don't drop it, that's too heavy, if it's too heavy for you, don't, I'll pick it up for you, you baby. Like, it's very casual. You don't notice any sort of air of like, oh, the boss might get us, we gotta act right there. It just seems like dudes being dudes, building shit. It's very relaxed. It's just guys being guys,
Typical construction site.
Yeah, it seems like you would say that these people are currently not being supervised. There is no union supervisor, so they're actually happy to be at work.
I think you and I have different experiences with the union.
We do.
So who wants to talk?
Calyx.
I don't have any of my notes.
You don't
I
need your
usually
notes.
talk-
None of these people are in your notes.
Ophis, does
Yeah.
anybody look like they're, like, for lack of a better term, like, the one in charge, like, not necessarily in charge of everybody, but, like, kind of directing people around?
Yeah, roll a perception check. And someone roll a d20 for me. Just a d20, no
I'll roll
modifier.
a d20.
Okay.
You're not allowed to roll any more
Yeah.
details.
No, the,
Guys been cut off.
Onyx, with a 12, you take a look around. You don't notice anyone who's like directing people or taking any sort of like authoritative position. You notice 1 or 2 guys though that, despite the fact that they're working in construction, they're better dressed. Like, they're not dressed like a commoner. You see like a dude who's in like a leather shirt, but you notice it's like not a leather shirt. It's like leather armor that's been customized to be like a little looser around the joints. So he's technically like wearing armor. He's got like a bow on his back, even though they're like building with a hammer. He just seems armed, but he's not like pulling it out and pointing it at people. He just has it, but he doesn't look like he's guarding either. He's just carrying it with him. You see a couple of guys like that.
Very chill.
Chill.
Guys, I think we should go up to one of these people that, looks a little more authoritative, and maybe ask them if they know where the leader
I
of this
think-
whole thing is.
So I takes a step back and looks at Calyx and points finger guns at him or at Onyx and goes, "That's all you, buddy."
Fine. Jeez.
At Onyx and Calyx, or just Onyx?
I think it's just.
Alright, so Onyx, we gotta like dude bro strut up to these guys like Jonathan Joestar style.
Yeah. Oh my god.
So we're gonna walk up to one of these
We're
guys.
gonna strut up to
Brontes
these-
is just watching this in slow motion from behind.
Brontes cast slow motion spell so that you see my hair flowing in the wind.
Yeah.
Sai elbows adding in.
I'm
I did that.
I'm suddenly
That's on
regretting
me.
not getting the cloak of billowing.
Yeah, right?
Oh,
I knew you
no!
would. I knew you would forget. So what do you walk up to some of these guys, they're like where they're hammering, they're building, and then you two walk up, they stop what they're doing and they look at you and they not expecting you, not knowing who your face. They stop and they look at you. What do you do? Do you do anything, say anything?
What's the name of the guy we're looking for? I don't have my notes.
You don't know the name of the guy you're looking for. You were just told to
I
speak
thought
to
we
the
wrote it
lead.
down.
No,
I-
Yeah,
no,
they were just
more.
looking for the
No,
foreman.
you were told to speak to the leader. Like you never asked the name. You got handed an envelope and he went the leader and then you walked out.
Take me to your
I'm-
leader.
Hold the conversation.
Okay. So excuse me. We're looking for the leader who's in charge of this right now. We have a package for him.
And the dude, like, he squints at you, and you can tell he's, like, sussing you out. And he's like, a letter, huh?
I said a
Can I
package.
steal the King's Easy Pass? Oh, he doesn't know what that is. I hate this thing. I
Yeah,
can't even use
you
it.
hold up the
Can
Easy Pass,
I-
and the guy looks at you, and he's like, okay.
Can Sai squint over Onyx's shoulder at the man?
Do you mean under? Because
Has to climb,
Yeah,
has
right.
to climb
You're
up
going
his
over.
back.
No, Sai launches herself.
Yeah. So wait, Sai. So
Sounds his acrobatics.
So more importantly, Sai, you're behind Onyx, who's like right in front of him, and you look at him and you try to like intimidate him or like suss him up, or what are you doing?
I suss him up back. Like he's just squinting at Onyx, so I just start squinting
Okay.
at him back.
Without rolling, the second you lock eyes with this guy, you both have this like gaze of recognition, and you recognize like his demeanor and his mannerisms, and like you're staring at him, and he has this look in his eye, and you could tell with your background ability, this dude is in a gang. This dude is clearly a member of the Iron Wolves.
Okay.
I don't think that changes anything.
Can I step forward and I guess give him like
What, some
With
jerky?
the secret Iron Wolves handshake.
Yeah, that's what I thought she was
there
gonna
is
say.
one.
Well, you don't. I'll say this: there is no secret Iron Wolves handshake because you weren't. And if there was, you don't know it because you weren't in the Iron Wolves.
That's true.
However, but you do know how the gangs operate, and so I'll say you all watch as like Sai walks around like all casual from behind Onyx, who's like getting stared at by this guy. The guy looks at this like little Tiefling girl, and then she does the equivalent of throwing up like the Crips hand sign, and then they're like, "Oh shit, what's up?" And then they immediately like they're chill.
Just throws like one of those shadow puppet wolves
Yeah.
signs with
No,
like the
dude,
pink
she
going,
basically
like, yo,
dude,
gang, gang.
she does like a shadow puppet wolf, but and it's like and then she says something in like in like thieves can't. Like she says some sort of like phrase that makes no sense to you, but it's to them it's like, ah shit, you're chill. And so they immediately like they're super relaxed.
Yeah,
Ah
so
shit,
Sai,
roll over and bite, yo.
Yeah.
so Sai goes, we're here to see the boss. Where are they at?
I gotcha. And then he's and he like looks around and he's like, not here.
Got you. Where would he be if he wasn't here?
Talk to the number guy. She's over by the residential district with the one person with the papers or whatever.
Got you. Thanks, fam.
Can't miss her. She's like she's like a tiefling. She stands out.
I would like to throw Sai as hard as I can.
At the guy?
no, that's Calyx's thought. He's just like, what is happening? What is happening?
It's called negotiation, Calyx.
Calyx has so much.
So Sai planned this whole thing.
Yeah.
Send the two big guys forward. They have no idea what they're doing, and then Sai comes in.
and saves everybody. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, they will
she
point you
gives,
in the
like,
direction of the residential, which is directly
Yeah,
north.
salute to the guy and is like, thanks, yo. And that's the conversation.
You're gonna keep dropping yo this
As we're-
entire night.
Well, that's how you know. That's how you know you're speaking to gang members. You have to end your sentence with "yo" or "homie."
Yeah.
As we're walking to the as we're walking to the residential district and like out of earshot, I'm Adarex's just gonna go. Maybe it would have just been faster to walk straight to the Lord's Manor.
You know what? We're under here.
So as you're all heading up, to the residential district.
I swear, if we
Yeah.
get there, they're like, oh yeah, they're in the mansion. I'm gonna be so upset.
Well,
I'm telling you, that's exactly where this is going.
No, they're gonna send you to the temporary housing first, and then they're gonna send you to the well, and
Yeah.
then they're gonna send you to the mansion.
Yeah.
Find the old woman who lives in the well. She knows the way.
Yeah, right. But no, as you begin your walk up towards the residential, when you get about halfway there, so you hit that like four-way intersection basically
Temp housing?
of the temp housing. Yeah, there's like a bunch more people in the temp housing. You can tell that they're not working. They're relaxing. It looks like these guys are either on break or it's their day off or whatever. You don't know the work scheduling of this area, but it looks like not everyone is working 100% all the time. You do see a couple more of those people who are like wearing like modified leather armor that's more like casual clothing. They've got bows or crossbows or swords or scimitars, but they're also just like relaxing on a chair, talking by a fire, drinking, like whatever. It's a little into the afternoon, so people have like a barrel of ale out, and it's clearly they're off for today, or they're just drinking on the job. Who's to say? But once you get there, you do notice there is someone who is like not scolding, but they are clearly talking to like a group of 5 or 6 already drunk people, and they're like tutting and being like, well, you were supposed to do this, and then you can see they're moving their hands a lot, and they're waving around like a stack of papers, and they appear to be reprimanding some employees.
Question: did we notice anybody following us?
Perception check.
Sorry.
I believe in you.
Don't.
You don't notice someone following you.
Womp womp.
It seems to you that Sai's, like the way Sai handled the situation, there is now like an intense level of trust with her, and that is seemingly extending to the group she arrived with, and they're, at least as far as you could tell, they're kind of letting her walk about the roost. They're like, oh, you're chill.
Okay.
Perfect.
Perf.
Is there a woman that I can see that fits the description of the person that the other person said?
There is the person who appears to be reprimanding those people does meet the description of the numbers guy with papers.
Okay, well, Sai doesn't really want to interrupt, so they, like, she kind of puts herself in a position where, like, that numbers person could see them out of their peripheral and notice that she's waiting.
Okay, there is a you're behind her and you're waiting for her to like turn around, or you like walk around her group and then so that you're behind them so that she can like see you while she's talking.
Is Sai like getting in line?
To be reprimanded? Sai literally walks up, goes on her, like, however the other people are sitting or standing, she's just like, I'm gonna be reprimanded. No.
I was wishing you would.
Okay, fine.
Please do.
Okay, cool. So you do that? Okay, you walk around this person who's like, their back is to you, they're reprimanding these people, they're waving these papers around, and they're all like frazzled. You can tell they're annoyed at something. And you could, I'd say, roll a perception check just to see if you could, like, how much bits you can catch as you walk up.
How many bits and pieces I can
how much lore, how much construction worker lore you could pick up.
Don't be bad.
16's good. So you hear like it's muffled because like you're walking up and you're not like, you can't see their lips move or anything, and it's like guys are like laughing and hollering in the background, and they kind of you can hear them be like, oh, I can't believe you guys. I mean I know the overtime's not mandatory, but we're so desperate. I mean the wood we ran out a week ago, and now the shipment won't show up, and now we can't finish the housing. If Fang finds out, she's gonna come down on you like a ton of bricks. Like, what do you guys do? You're drunk at 3:00. Like, what do you? And it's like this kind of frazzled, like, you could tell she's panicking way more than the people she's yelling at, even though it's the people she's yelling at's fault. And she's just kind of like in the vibe. And then you walk around and you go to sit down with the 7 guys. And you're like, oh, I'll get reprimanded too. It'll be funny. And you sit down and you look up and she looks at the person who just sat down. And you realize it's a Mervala.
It's a what?
It's, and she just fucking freezes mid-sentence and stares at you. And she goes, like, pale.
Sai kind of, like, freezes and, like, stares at this woman.
She also freezes and stares at you.
Sai literally has no idea what to do, which...
Great, none of us can even offer help.
Yeah.
Literally nobody has no
None of you know who this person is, yeah.
I was gonna say, this sounds like a major backstory drop right now.
I don't want to interrupt it at this point. Everything's frozen.
Sai kind of raises her hand.
What do you mean? And she, like she has to ask a question?
Be called on?
You watch as she's like slack-jawed and she's like pale, and she looks at you, and all the other like the 6 dudes who are getting yelled at, they look at you, and then they look at her, and then they look at you, and then they look at her, and then they see you raise your hand, and she's like, you can tell she's like hesitantly about to like point on you, to like call on you, and then one of the guys is like, we're gonna see ourselves out, you guys, we'll wait for her to be done. And then they all just like very sheepishly like walk away because the vibe is killed. They're like, oh, we're getting chewed out, ha ha ha. And then it's like, now it got really serious, and like, oh, and they all just kind of back away, and they just leave you two alone. And then she's like, she points at you, and she's like, yeah.
What? Oh. What are you doing here? I thought... Well, what is happening?
I was gonna ask you the same question. Why are you here? This town doesn't exist.
But if this town doesn't exist, why are you here? And why are you reprimanding these people as if you are the leader of this group when you weren't before?
Well, you see, it's because the way everything is set up, it's just... And then she runs.
But Sai runs after her!
What's your movement speed? It's 30, right?
Yes.
So wait, what's our position? Does she have to run past us?
So Sai kind of walked off to go out and around, and she's running like northwest, like she's booking it to the manor. So like if you guys wanted to, you could attempt to cut her off, but it's not like you're blocking her. She's like shooting the gap, and she's like booking it to the manor. And she is about
Addie's
as
gonna
fast
look
as
at the
Sai.
party.
So
Addie's gonna look at the party and be like, should we be following them? Like, what do we
should at
do?
least follow.
We should just pursue.
Okay, let's go.
I vote
Somebody
we
take the
follow.
horses. Go first.
yeah. Okay, so you guys are following. So Mervala is running. Sai is following Mervala. You guys are like at an angle, rushing to try to cut them off to try to get to there. There's this huge group of like 8 people who are sprinting towards the Lord's Manor. And they're running just like this mad dash. And then like...
Can I?
Yeah, and what do you do?
Can I cast prestidigitation to soil her shoes to make them slippery so she trips?
No, that's not how that works.
You got grease?
Yeah, you can make.
I think that was a really good idea, though.
That's a really good idea, but I can't let you do that with a cantrip. But it's like if you had grease, or if you had any ice spell, or like sleet storm, stuff like that does that, and it makes the ground difficult terrain. But for that, I won't say.
Well, it was mostly her shoes because I don't know.
I'll say it works. So you watch as like her shoes get noticeably more muddy and stinky, but like it doesn't do anything functionally to the shoes.
Well, no, then I don't want to do it. Like,
Oh, well.
Ignore.
Oh well, too late.
Can I?
Calix is gonna go, why are we running?
Marvala, come back!
she yells like, "No! Go away! You're not supposed to be here!"
Well, why not? What is with the secrecy?
Don't worry, we got like 6 more miles of running to the Lord's Manor. We got time.
Can I throw something at her to trip her?
While you're doing that, Brontes, yes.
Oh.
Okay, well, while we're in pursuit, then can I cast Magnify Gravity to prevent her from running
Yep.
and fleeing?
So click the
Yeah,
spell.
it's just-
Click the spell so I could see your DC, and then I'll roll for her. And obviously, I assume that you're omitting the damage. You're just
Yes.
doing the gravity. Yeah.
Yes, just the gravity effect.
You're lucky I'm a nice guy who will let you do that, because if I didn't, you would have just killed her.
Yeah.
Fucking invincible squish.
A little squish.
Let's squeeze.
Okay, so she rolls a 3 on her on her Constitution save. So you guys watch as like Sai's like, Mervala, stop, and she's like, no, go away. And then she's running, and then mid-step, you watch as this like bubble of like dark energy appears in this 10-foot radius sphere, and you watch as just like these black lines appear in everyone's vision, and you watch as she just gets chunk, and she just gets crunched into the ground, and she's just like she busted her ass and slipped face first, and she's just slapped like making a snow angel face down, and she is not moving. She can't move. She's like locked into place on the ground, and there's like a 1/4 inch dent in the mud where she's being pushed into the ground, and her movement speed drops to 0.
Guys, what was that?
Are you okay? Calyx is gonna.
What just happened?
Affected by this as he goes up to help her up.
Like,
I didn't do that.
No, it's an instantaneous spell, so it's.
Oh, then I'm gonna kind of help her to her feet.
Sai is beside Calyx.
And are you okay?
I'm gonna look at Brontes. Did you do that?
Yes.
Damn.
Well, thanks. And then Sai kind of turns and looks at Mervala, and like hands on her hips, like every bit like an irritated child who has not been told things. Why are you running away?
I assume Calyx, when you helped her up, I assume you're still holding her, or did you like let her go?
Calyx is helping her up, holding onto her, and saying, "Are you okay?"
Yeah. Okay. Well, she's.
And he's not gonna let her run.
Yeah, that's what I was asking. She was totally gonna try again. But then she'll say to Sai, and she's like, she has this like super dejected look on her face, and she's like sad and pale and very, very like sweaty because she was just like magically slammed into the fucking ground after sprinting. And she'll be like, she goes, you weren't supposed to see this, or me, or us. You were never supposed to find out about this.
So what? You were just gonna do this in secret and never speak to me about it?
In a perfect world, we would be done and then back, and you never would have known that we left.
But why? What is the point of hiding this from me?
Roll a persuasion check.
Okay.
She doesn't want to tell you.
This will
Question,
be a
just
bad
for my
one.
own.
What?
Oh, sorry.
Oh, while she's rolling, you can. What's up?
I was just gonna say, what species is this person?
Tiefling.
Just curious.
Tiefling.
It's a tiefling.
I did not write in my notes the color though, so Sai, if you want to remind me.
I'm pretty sure she's
Purple, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like a more like a instead of like Sai where it's on the bluer side, imagine like a more of a lavender kind of tiefling.
Right.
And then she'll say with an 18, that's good enough. She will go, oh, it's a long story. I can't explain the whole thing by myself. We should.
By yourself?
Yeah. We should go talk to Fang. And then she like dejectedly like waves towards the manor, and she's like, she's over there. We got to talk to her.
Oh. Okay. I guess we go talk to her then. And I guess Sai is like very much like frazzled, irritated, and like kind of betrayed.
Well, we could have avoided the entire fall in the mud if you just said, "Hey, let's go talk at the manor."
You say that to Mervala?
No, I'm just staring at Sai because I just got back.
Okay.
Because Sai had to go get her food that she ordered.
I see. And so
And
are you're allowing her, like, she's going to attempt to start walking in the direction of the manor? Are you letting her, or are you like, no?
I just want you to know that you might not want to run. We're all going there together. I don't know what happened and how you tripped and fell, but it looked kind of painful, so we should probably avoid that.
And she'll look at you, she goes,
Money.
she'll look at you, she goes, I know what magic is. I'm aware of what happened. I won't do it again. I'm not
No,
stupid.
I don't know what even happened. I'm being honest with you here.
She goes, okay.
Felix has like no interaction.
She knows what happened. So that's what's
Anybody
important.
forgot.
Yeah. And then she'll go, okay. And then she'll start walking. And she's walking, not running. And she will, like, another 15, 20 minutes to get to the
As
front
we're
of the...
walking, I'm gonna whisper to Sai, be like, it seems like you got some history with this person. You want to clean them up a little bit before we get to their boss?
Yes. Sai casts prestidigitation again, though reluctantly.
Yeah. You all watch as, like, all the mud and, like, grime that she got, like, when she got slammed to the ground, it just, like, magically feather dusters off, and she's back to the same look she was. All her sweat is gone, and all her, like, exacerbation is gone, but you could tell she's still very pale from, like, the emotional aspect. And then you guys make it, eventually you make it to the Lord's Manor, now with a fresh and shiny, clean Mervala. And she, like, you walk up to this, the only building that is completed in this entire town is this manor. It's built, it's like, it's not opulent, it's mostly wood with some stone, but it is clearly, like, multi-storied, several beds, several bathrooms. Like, it is a very nice, it's not a McMansion, but it's pretty nice. And it's like, a couple families could live here comfortably with whatever amount of wealth you think it would have taken to construct this. If they're that rich, they probably could continue to have a very nice life. And you watch as Mervala, like, reluctantly trudges up to the door, and, like, you watch as she goes to raise her hand to knock on it, and then she pauses, and then she does, like, a series of, like, moving her hand in specific knocks. And then after she's done with those knocks, you watch as the door opens by itself. And it's these two wooden doors, and they open inwards. And then she just, like, waves you all in. She's like, we can go in.
It's a good thing we didn't go to the Lord's Mansion first.
Okay, I guess,
right.
like, we follow? Wait, can I, like, tell if there's, like, a trap or anything first?
A trap in the door?
Like, if this is just weird, if there's, like, a feeling that I get that this is weird.
She's asking for a vibe check.
Oh, you did.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I guess-
roll a charisma check.
Charisma.
It's her spellcasting.
Ah.
You don't feel anything, but you are intelligent enough to know that, like, rich people do like to get minor enchantments on things for bragging rights. You think that maybe they did a minor enchantment on the door to open itself, so it would look really cool when they had guests over, and then the doors would, like, open on command instead of having to have, like, a doorman, and it would be like a flex.
Sai kind of scoffs.
It's kind of a vibe.
And you all enter.
Yeah.
You enter into the Lord's Manor, and once you enter in the Lord's Manor, it is not furnished. It looks like the building itself was constructed relatively recently and finished relatively recently. And instead of the normal layout you were expecting, you notice that the entire center area is actually completely open, and it is full of a series of several wooden tables and chairs, with stacks and stacks of parchment paper all over the tables in some sort of, like, pseudo filing system. There are several people, like, walking back and forth in relatively nice clothes that are, like, moving papers and stamping things and doing math on abacuses and calculations. And you see in the back of the room there appears to be, like, one table that's slightly bigger than the others, and there is one person who is you could see that they're managing, like, high value missives. Like, it's only they're allowed to touch them. No one's allowed to come up to the table. They're filing things in very specific ways. They have, like, a very nice looking stamp, like a very official wax seal that they're putting on very specific missives. And then every now and then they'll wave someone over, hand it to them, and have them run it out to be delivered somewhere. And they seem to be doing something relatively important. And you assume this to be the person that you are here to see.
I have
Okay.
a quick question.
Yeah.
Does Sai still have a mustache?
Yes.
Yes.
Sai didn't bother to change it.
The mustache is actually how Merlala recognized her. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Ah. Otherwise, what, you would have put your finger over your
Yeah.
lip?
Yeah.
Ow.
Once you
I guess I
like,
can use prestidigitation to get rid of it,
You
but I
could.
don't want to now.
Yeah. No, now it's part of the vibe. But yeah, you walk into the room, and Mervala will, like, direct you guys to walk over to the back. She will shoot a glance at this person at the back desk, like a knowing glance, and you watch as the
Do I
person
recognize this person?
you do not know.
Okay.
At least not physically. Like, it's no one you've ever seen before. You watch as they exchange like a glance, and then that person immediately just stands up, like without saying anything, and then like walks back, opens a door into like what appears to be some kind of office, and they walk in, and then Mavala attempts to go in after them and like kind of directs you to go in as well.
Okay. I would
Is there
try
anyone?
to do another vibe check,
Yeah.
but
All of us, or just
I was
Sai?
gonna say who's going into the office, because technically you all are supposed to meet with this person. It's just the circumstances have
Anyway.
shifted.
yeah.
Nobody told us anything, so I'm assuming we're all just gonna kind of follow.
Yeah.
Fine. The office appears big enough to hold all of you comfortably. It's a very nice office.
Okay.
I'm gonna ask Sai if she wants us to go with her.
Yeah, there's nothing here that I would like to hide from any of you, unlike some other people.
Everyone's passive perception catches like a physical flinch from Mervala, like a tick of embarrassment, but she doesn't say anything.
Yikes. Okay, so yeah, then I'll follow to the office.
Everyone is going into the office.
Yeah.
See.
Cool. Onyx.
Fuck.
Roll
Ha!
a.
Oh no.
What would it be? No, you just feel it. Okay, so when you walk into the office, like everything is fine. You feel totally fine. You feel slightly lighter. Like walking in, like the second you cross the threshold in the office, you're just like, just a little bit, like a weight's been lifted off your shoulders, like that feeling from when you get home at the end of the day and you take your boots off and you don't have to put any shoes on for the rest of the day, like that, just a little bit, that little bit of a freeing feeling. As soon as you walk in the office, you're like, oh, cool. Barely noticeable, but it's technically there. And then like the door, and then they close the door behind you. Yeah, have fun with that one.
Dude, what the hell does this mean?
Yeah, oh, you don't know. If that's what
about it.
happens. Think about it.
Apparently.
Yeah, it'll come full circle in
None of
about
us are
6
gonna
months.
know unless you say something about it, and if you don't say something about it, the rest of us have no idea what's going on.
I'm not gonna say
I don't think Onyx knows how to describe it.
This place feels like
I just
home.
know what the fuck is going on.
Yeah.
Could have been also like, did any of you else feel that? And everybody else would look at him like he has 3 heads and go, feel what?
No, I'm not doing that.
He's a reserved character. But that's fine. So
Right.
that is what happens with you. You all enter, the door closes. And then the person turns around and they're standing at this desk. And they're sitting in it. They're very casual. And you are met with, I don't have a picture, but you're met with a very rugged woman. She's taller than average. You could tell extremely muscular comparative to even like the average construction workers you were seeing outside. Most of her clothing is that same like kind of studded leather, modified armor into a clothing, but you see it's covered in rips and tears. And everywhere there's a rip and tear, there's like a little bit of like muscle bulging through. Looks like extremely old, and weathered, but still reliable. And now that you can see her and you're seeing her closer, you see that behind her desk, there are 2 one-handed axes that are like, they're like crossed behind the desk. Like instead of keeping a shotgun under the desk, it's just 2 really obvious one-handed axes. And she has them like kind of on either side of her chair. And she's kind of sitting like casually. And you notice as she like looks up at you, her face and like her neck and like her cleavage area are covered in tattoos. Like different concentric sequences of like claw marks, slash marks, geometric shapes. It's very tribal. Think like Viking. And it's that kind of, it's all like blue and black ink, and it's very intense. And then she just like stares at you, and because I can't do an Irish accent, assume everything I say is in an Irish accent.
Love it.
And then
You're not even gonna try?
I'm not even gonna try before Jacksepticeye comes for me. But and then she'll be like, "What's this about?" And she'll look at Mervala.
Sai also looks at Marvala.
And Mervala is like, she like shrinks to like half her size. Like you get like her body language is super like reclusive. Her shoulders kind of tuck in, her hands tuck in. She's kind of like wringing her hands like in a very embarrassed, like sorry way. And then she'll look at her and she'll go, This is the girl I was telling you about. She found her way here, it would seem. And then you watch as like this person behind the desk raises an eyebrow and like slowly looks at you, and she'll look at you and she'll go, "Well, that's unfortunate." And that's all she says.
Unfortunate. Unfortunate? What is that supposed to mean?
She looks at Mervala. Mervala looks at you, and then she looks back at her, and then she says, "You can just tell her." And the cat's out of the bag. And then this person behind the desk will go, "I see. Let's start at the beginning with introductions. Hello, 6 random people. I'm Fang. I run this." And then she gestures to everything. And then, Sai, you will remember from your childhood, Fang is the name of the person who runs the whole Iron Wolves gang. Like, they're the head of the gang. Very influential. One of the 3 influential people of Underbelly. Who kind of...
Yeah.
There's a government, but there really isn't. There's the 3 people who matter, and she's one of the people. So, and seeing her not in Underbelly is fucking crazy to you. And then she'll, like, gesture to you for introductions.
I'm Sai.
She nods.
These are my party members. Calyx.
Calyx, it
The
waves.
giant orc over here. Addie, our beautiful half-elf. Is that what
Beautiful.
you are?
Question
Addie
mark.
nods.
We have Onyx,
I'm just gonna kind of like nod my head.
Brontes, and Cole.
I'll
And now
just
that
wait.
we've been made aware of each other, could somebody please explain to me what's going on?
Fang will look at you and she'll go, "Sure, why not? Here's what's happening. I'm building an entire town just for me, and it's really working out for me right now. However, someone," she looks at Mervala, "came to me a while ago, timetables are irrelevant, with a certain attempt at a retraction for a deal we had made. And that does not work with me. I don't do takebacks. Not how I was raised, not how I let my gang operate. She insisted. I didn't care. So a secondary deal was struck. She is here, as well as..." And then she like raises an eyebrow and she looks at you, she goes, "How many?" And then Mervala goes, "About half." And she goes, "Right, of course. About half of Ashcliff. And they are currently operating as a subcontracted workforce for me and the gang to help construct this city. Our deal is such that when she completes constructing this city, she gets what she wants. This was, of course, conditional on you not knowing she was here because of her own weird reasons. I don't care. But you're here now. And so now we have a very awkward renegotiation session about how this is going to work out."
What? Hold on. First of all, you made a deal with Fang?
You're talking to Mervala.
His name is in front of her.
Yes, of course.
Mervala looks at you and she goes, "Technically, I made 2.
Yeah,
That's
I
not so
heard.
weird.
You made any deal with Fang. No offense.
None taken.
Your work is widely known. Respect.
Mervala
And you
is like shrunken and she doesn't respond.
Negotiated half of Ashcliff to help you. Our people? To do that. For what?
And she'll look at Fang, and Fang will like requiesce. And you watch as she opens like a drawer in her desk, and she reaches in, and you watch as she pulls out this like, it's like a leather pouch, but it's. So have you ever seen steel wool that got lit on fire and how it glows like in a TikTok?
Yeah.
It's like that, but it's leather. And it looks like it's actively burning and melting, but it's dripping infinitely, but it never destroys itself. And she holds it up, and she goes, "Technically, for this." And then as she, like, holds it up and shows it, Sai, you instantly recognize, like, your eyes lock onto the thing. Everyone else roll a perception check in the room.
Take me a minute.
Do you want to roll it from me?
The first
No.
one is mine. The second one is Cole.
Mm-hmm.
Mine is currently loading. You have to roll, of course.
Except for me though, I thought.
Oh, sorry.
Okay. So, yeah, because you couldn't see it. So everyone who rolled a 15 or higher, which is everyone but Onyx.
Wait.
Really?
Wait.
Right. I'm sorry.
Felix is doing.
So
Yeah,
everyone
let's
but
go.
Well,
Onyx.
everybody but Onyx.
Everybody but Onyx. You all watch as, like, because Sai is kind of taking, like, a step forward, but you're all kind of, like, sitting on the sides because you're trying to suss out the vibe. You watch as this pouch comes up. You're like, oh, that pouch is kind of crazy. It's, like, glowing. It's, like, kind of half melting. And then you look over and you watch Sai freeze up, and you watch Sai's eyes change from what they are, and you watch as they completely black over, and then her pupils invert colors and they turn like a bronzish copper, and her pupils slit vertically like a serpent, and they just like lock onto the pouch, and then after like a fourth of a second they go back to normal. You all notice that. Sai, you don't feel a difference.
Addie's gonna like look around at the rest of the party to see if anybody else saw it.
Anybody see Sai go cat mode?
I'm very confused.
Addie nods.
Felix isn't gonna say that out loud.
Yeah,
But he's gonna
it's a
point,
knowing
like,
glance. It's a knowing glance.
I'm just gonna nod up and down to the question.
Yeah.
Like we're all just like looking at each other like, yeah, yeah, yeah.
What's going on? Why is everybody nodding?
Yeah. Onyx doesn't know
Don't
what's
worry
going on.
about it.
Stare at
Don't worry about it.
Mervala, Mernava, I don't care.
No.
Yeah.
So, but I recognize what she's holding,
Oh, you don't recognize it. You feel
but it feels familiar.
Oh, it doesn't feel familiar. It feels like intrinsic. So then a feeling.
So what I'm hearing is Sai like stumbles. Like, you know, like you're kind of like dizzy.
Yes.
So Sai is now dizzy and stumbles.
Yeah.
a
It is
little
very
bit.
like sensory overload-esque. It's very hard for your brain to comprehend. If it helps for context, imagine like the feeling I described when you saw that potion, where it was like that preternatural draw, but it's like way stronger than that.
What is that?
And Fang shrugs. I don't know.
Mervala?
She doesn't. She's doing that thing like a toddler does, where if they look at the ground and they pretend you didn't speak and they just don't speak, you'll forget they exist, and she attempts to say nothing.
Can I activate Shocking Grasp cantrip?
God.
On
do you
her?
remember the
And it went so well.
Can I catch Calyx? Can I catch Calyx? Can I catch Sai's hand? And I'm gonna go, do you remember the monkey?
I was more so going for effect than actually.
You're trying to
jumping
like
at anyone.
use it as a method of intimidation. I assume you're like
I was gonna say, I don't
electrifying
think
your
she's
land.
actually
Yeah.
gonna use it. I think she's
She's
just
very,
writing her
like-
hand.
Emotional right now and
Yeah.
angry because of everything that is happening. So
Yeah.
her magic sparking definitely sparks that reaction out of people.
Yeah.
Like you definitely jump forward, but
Yeah, but you do that, and then when you're done doing that, you realize that after you did that, Fang is standing up holding two one-handed axes, and you don't remember seeing her move.
you know that scene. You guys have seen the Avengers, right?
I have.
Okay, well you know that scene
Yes.
where Banner starts getting like really mad and stuff, and then all of a sudden he's holding the scepter.
Yeah.
And he like comes back to himself. Sai comes back to herself, and it's just
Yeah.
like kind of confused.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I had to forget the vibe, and it's very quick. Like even the people who weren't Calyx like trying to grab you, no one in the room saw her move. It was that quick, and she's just like on. She was ready instantly, and she's waiting to see if you're gonna like start a fight. And then Mervala will like walk it down. She'll be like, "It's fine. Stop. Everyone stop." And then she'll be like, "That was the only thing that you had on you when we found you back in the day." And she does not raise her head.
The only thing on me?
Yeah,
You said that I didn't have anything.
I did say that because we weren't sure what it was and how it was affecting you. So we were going to hold on to it until you came of age, and then while we were living our lives, we would have gotten it checked by a wizard when we had a little money to make sure it wasn't something cursed or harmful. We didn't know what it was. That was the plan. Money was something we never really came into, so we always just decided to give it to you. But then, and she like looks at your horn, something happened, and the dynamic changed, and we needed a way to offset certain things that started happening not too long ago. I negotiated with Fang a deal where the idea that there was this sorcerer that got in a fight with some dullard and who got killed or who didn't got killed or who got hurt by magic or what faction had a caster which made them a threat, she made all of it go away. And Ashcliff went back to being a normal, happy, by the numbers association that wasn't being messed with by every other faction vying for power. I had intended to give that to you. It was the only thing of value, valuable enough to pay for Fang's services, to not let the repercussions of what happened to you with some certain someone fall back on everybody else. We know it wasn't your intention, but it is what happened. And in the moment, we were scared. Ashcliff was nervous. We didn't know what was going on with you or what would have happened in the future. So it was the safest option. We just figured we could just buy it back or something later. We did not anticipate her costs in that she doesn't do buybacks. So I struck a second deal to do a favor of equal value to the object to then be paid in the object. And that's where we are right now, and that's why you weren't supposed to be here.
Question real quick. If I cast Divine Sense,
Yes.
would that be noticeable?
No.
So I can use that real quick?
You can.
How do
Just go ahead and click it.
Or,
Just because I need
clicking
to...
all it's doing is bringing up a thing on my...
Oh,
Hold
If you click the little,
You might not be clicking the right spot.
I'm working on
If
it.
you click the little talking button, it'll
it's like a
put
speech
it in
bubble.
the
It's like a speech bubble next to it.
Yeah.
Oh,
There
that
you go.
button.
Okay, yeah. Strong evil as an action. Celestial fiend or undead within 60 feet that's not behind total cover, and you know the type of celestial fiend and undead but not its identity. Okay, so you subtly...
So object consecrated or desecrated.
Exactly. So when you activate that, your eyes kind of like glaze over, and you feel like a layer of fire kind of appear over your eyes, and your vision goes red, and everything around it goes like dark crimson. And then every object in your vision kind of like flashes like a bright red, as it's almost like you feel the wave of your influence wash over it. It goes over everything in the room. Nothing in the room is consecrated, desecrated, or is giving off energy equal to or equivalent to a celestial, a fiend, or an undead.
Okay. Including the Puzamajigga.
Including the thing in the bag, yes. It does not appear to be related to celestials, fiends, or undead in any way, and it is not consecrated or desecrated.
Well, that doesn't answer my question from the beginning either. Okay, continue.
Okay.
I'm still thinking.
So, this is all because of me.
No. No. Technically...
Yeah, just shaking his head. Yeah, pretty much.
No, she tuts at you. She's like, no, don't say that. Don't be like that. Don't put it in her head. And she'll be like, no. This is not your fault. No one controls the way they were born or the way things happen. That's why it's life. Life happens, and we simply deal with it. None of us could have anticipated the specific steps that would have happened over the course of time to allow for all of these things to happen. If you really, really feel the need to blame somebody, then technically you could blame Jackrin. But even then, being an asshole, you could never plan on how much damage simply being an asshole is. And she says that very seriously. She very much refutes the idea of it being your fault. Or at the very least, she does not believe it.
Sai isn't 100% on board, but doesn't say anything else about that. She knows she'll lose that fight against Mervala.
person against my knowledge.
Okay. Then once you guys hit like that impasse, Fang will like put her axes down because a fight isn't happening, and you listen like as soon as her axes touch the ground, it's not like a metal like tink, it's like dunk dunk, like they're way heavier than it seems like they look. They're extremely dense, and she puts them on the ground and they almost like buckle the floor, and then she sits back down in the chair and kind of like relaxes again, puts her feet up on like a box that's underneath the desk, and she goes, "So what's happening? Is everything staying the same? Are we attempting to change things? What's going on?"
Well, Sai kind of glances at Mervala. The reason I'm here, the reason we're here, isn't because of whatever negotiation, deal, what have you two made.
Really? Then why did you come here?
Well, and then it's Sai's turn to actually get really sheepish and kind of avoid eye contact with Mervala.
She'll like look down and she'll be like, "Sebal, why are you here?"
Oh shit!
Not the full name.
You see, well, you know that job that I took?
Yeah, it was just to guard a caravan.
Yeah, turns out it wasn't exactly that. Kind of got jumped, kind of got locked in a
Tomb?
yeah,
Tomb.
in actually that's the funny part. And then she looks back at the party and goes, "Help."
Okay, I'm just gonna. Who has the letter? Wait, who has the letter?
I do.
One of you, it doesn't matter.
I do.
You
Oh.
do?
Just
I don't know if Mervala is supposed to know about the letter.
I'm gonna nudge Sai and be like, "Give her the letter. Give her the letter."
Oh.
Long story short.
Sai kind of reaches into her pocket and like pulls out the letter and walks up to Fang and hands it to her.
Fang is kind of like taken aback, like, oh, she's like, "For me, oh," and she like grabs it and she's like, why do you have mail for me? And then she looks down at it, and you watch, and it's Fang's turn to go really, really pale, and she looks down at the official magical royal stamp for the emperor of the whole kingdom, and she just pales out, and she's like, "Oh no," and like her voice cracks. And then she looks up at Mervala.
Oh yeah.
She looks up at Mervala, and
Oh
then
my
she looks
gosh.
up at Mervala, she looks right to Sai, and then she looks down at the letter, and she goes, "What is wrong with you people? It is nothing but trouble with you tieflings."
Hey, what do you mean, you tieflings?
You know what I mean. And she points at you.
Sounds like a race thing over
Yeah.
here.
And then she'll look, she's looking at you, and she'll like slowly reach open to like open it. She opens it, and you watch as she opens the royal seal, there's like a flash of magic. And you're like, she's like, "Okay." And you get the idea that maybe if you had attempted to open the letter and then reseal it, people would know. So it's a good thing you didn't. And then she opens it and she pulls out this like handwritten letter from the emperor, and she's like, "Oh," and she's like very quickly like reading it, and she's reading it and she's reading it and she's like nodding along with it, like it's written, like it's spoken, and she's like, "Okay, he said that. Okay, you guys are, oh, okay," and then she like peeks up again, and you're like, "Okay," and then she gets to like what appears to be the bottom, and then she just like freezes. She slowly folds the leather back up. She like and then she keeps folding it, and then she keeps folding it, and you realize at a certain point she's just crumpling it into a ball. And then you watch as she like reaches down onto her desk and gets like it's like a paperweight, and she like
For
wraps.
some reason, I thought she was gonna eat it.
No, and then she like she wraps the letter around a paperweight, and then she's like tightening it, and then you watch as she turns around and she wings it at the back wall. And you watch as she hucks this in paperweight so hard, the back wooden wall of the office blows off the back of the door, or back of the wall itself, and there's like a 5-foot hole in the wall, like a cannon hit it, and it blasts out, and you watch as the paperweight and the letter get obliterated, as well as most of the wall behind you, and you're out, and now you're looking at the back. You're just looking at the hills in the back of the town, like all the way through. It's a complete straight shot. And then
Okay,
No,
that's
the lumber delivery was also late already.
that's one way to react to that.
I knew it was stuffy in here, but damn.
And then she's like, you watch it.
Okay.
She's like, she never sits down. She's just rubbing her, like, she's rubbing the bridge of her nose. And then she switches to, like, rubbing her temples. And then she's getting, like, increasingly more aggravated. And then
I am on guard right now.
yeah.
I am
And she,
so on guard right now.
yeah. And she is just so upset. And then she just looks up. And once she's, like, kind of calms down for a second, she looks up and she has this very, like, dejected look on her face. And she's like, how? How did you pull that off? All the work I put into this for this bullshit to happen. What did I ever do to you? And she looks
Apparently
really
have
upset.
that contract.
I'm just gonna be like, I'll be
I don't know
honest.
what's going on.
I don't know what's going on here because we're running after people and now we're here and then you just blew out the wall. We don't even know what the letter said.
And then she, like, freezes. And she goes, what do you mean? What do you mean you don't know what the letter says? You weren't told?
We were given the
We were
letter
told to bring it here.
and told to bring it here and told that if we opened it and looked inside that people would know. So based on the king's orders, we chose not to look at the letter and no one told us what it was. So
He didn't tell you when he wrote it?
No.
And she has this incredulous look on her face of, like, you're fucking kidding me. Really?
Correct.
he did not.
And she's just looking at the ground and she goes, that jerk off sense of humor. And she's just upset. And she sits down and she looks up and she goes, congratulations. And then she reaches into her desk and then there's like this, it's like a treated leather baggie. She pulls it out and inside is this, like, stack of parchment papers. It's very refined, very well preserved parchment papers with, like, very high quality, like, almost magically, like, for spells, magic ink writing on it. And she slides them forward on the desk and she goes, congratulations. Effective of the point of me opening that envelope, you have officially been made charters of Steelmaw. Congratulations.
What?
And then
Define charter for me real quick. It might be a human.
it's
term. I
your
just
chart. It's your chart. You congratulations. You won the town.
We
Oh,
what?
That explains why
Oh,
she was
shit.
mad.
Yeah. She's like, yeah, it's, you put so much work into building this town. I mean, you spent months and months and months flattening the ground, getting employees, convincing Ashcliff to help you out by using leverage to get extra hands to be above schedule so that the king would appraise you. And then you had to deal with the wood shipment issue. You had to go to Fort, get extra supplies, so you sent Manava. You did all that, I'm sure, and you did such a good job building this town, and now it's yours. I'm glad you did that.
Oh, God.
Thanks. I'm so glad
Um,
that this is the way that this has gone.
Does it
Besides,
say why?
Can I
Yeah.
go see if I can find the piece of paper?
That letter is gone.
Gone.
You know, it's been reduced to atoms, but like
Quite
is there
literally.
It made a new window, sir.
Yeah.
So I ask again, did it say why?
And then she looks up at you and she's like, yeah. And then she, like, squints at you and she's like, it says you need a base for the coming invasion.
Oh.
I don't know what that entails
Sly fucking
because
bastard.
I thought we were in a pretty good political situation. That's why I built the fucking town next to the capital. But I guess we're getting invaded, and now I don't even get to keep my town.
Well, we could make some negotiations.
Well, yes.
You know what? Never mind.
She squints at you and she goes, not on your life. She goes, it may be your town, but I am still technically the mayor.
So exactly, and that's what we want, because we're not really gonna stay here. We have other places to go, unfortunately, and you're doing such a good job with the town as it is.
So I was kind of like glaring at Calyx right now, but letting him speak.
She
So I
accepts
think
the
we should
brown
all
nosing.
sit down and talk to him and negotiate.
She'll go, fine, let's negotiate. And then she will gesture to just several chairs in the room. And she's like, make yourself comfortable, sit, and let's work all this out.
Was that a sit like you have to sit, or like a
The
Make yourself
demeanor,
comfortable.
the demeanor on her face says she doesn't want to deal with this. You don't know. It's hard to tell. You think it'd probably be in your best interest to just do what she says and get the negotiations underway because she's already upset.
Okay.
I'm in full armor. It's not easy to sit. Damn it.
Easy
Sai
enough.
glances at Mervala to see what she might be thinking, or if there's
Roll,
a
roll,
change in her.
roll an insight check. With a 9, I mean, you can tell she's like flabbergasted. She's like slack-jawed at the idea of like, wait a minute, you're telling me my adoptive daughter is now like a partial lord of the whole ass city? What
Surprise.
the fuck? Like, and she's like flabbergasted, but and she doesn't understand the nature of like how. Like, you took a cart guarding job, and now you're a lord of a town, and it just doesn't compute in her head. But she's also like scared of Fang and kind of beholden, so she's also doing what she says as well, and she just doesn't know how to think.
Yep. Figured as much. I guess Sai sits.
Okay, so once everyone sits, Fang will lay out, and she'll go, listen, here's how this works. I am the lord, she does like air quotes, of this town. However, you now hold the charter to this town. In a manner of speaking, we are both technically in charge. However, the king would almost always just side with you anyway, because he gave you the charter to begin with. Because I was supposed to receive the charter once the town was completed and could have a population. That was the deal. He has modified the terms of the deal without breaking it, because technically, I haven't lost the opportunity to be lord yet, because the town's not done. I am upset at this. However, I am not so childish to simply pick up my toys and go home. So, he wants you to have this town, and he wants you to make it into some sort of base, or fort, or whatever, for this invasion that apparently has happened. Let's start with the basics. What are your plans for this town, having found out 5 minutes ago that you now own this town?
A moment to discuss that would
Honestly,
have
just
been
sitting here,
nice.
like absolutely dumbfounded about this.
Yeah.
About this, he finds it comical that somehow that this has happened.
Would you
Sai
mind if we
literally
actually
has no-
step out for a moment and talk about this?
She points to like, she's like, sure, there's a conference room through that door, and there, she points to like a door on the left side of the wall that leads to like a 12 or 14 man conference room. You get a feeling that that's probably where meetings for like the lords would be once the town is like full, that her and other people were supposed to be using, and she's like, you can use it, lords.
I'm gonna like look around at the other party members and go and just kind of like nod towards the room and say, I think we need to talk for a minute.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
When we get in the room, do we notice if there's like? I mean, I don't think I can. Like, would there be any way for people to hear us?
I mean, it's mostly like,
Or is there anything
yeah.
to like spy on us in there or anything like that? Basically, I think is what he's asking.
I mean, not that's
like,
not
well,
yeah, not that's visible. Like, not that there's no like obvious like window, or there isn't like a hole in the floor. Are you casting Scorching Ray?
What are you doing?
What?
It's a wooden room.
Bronzes isn't
I
even
accidentally
at his
touched the
computer
button.
right now.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
I didn't even realize I did
I was
that.
literally walking across the room when that happened.
That's so funny, dude. We need a moment to discuss what we do with the town. Walks into the room, lights it on fire.
Literally.
No, that is not what I wanted to do.
So anyway, so you walk into the
On the
room.
right side, I'd be
Yeah.
alive.
Yeah, you walk. Yeah, right. You walk into the room. You do not notice. I mean,
roll.
there's nothing that you could tell. Like, there's no holes and no obvious holes in the wall. No like windows or anything like that you could see.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, guys. Well, this is unexpected news.
I mean, like,
Very.
respect for, like, the way he went about this, but also
Respect?
well, like,
I
he's a
wouldn't-
king, and he's got to have some cards up his sleeve or whatever.
He could have told us so we
It
had
feels
time
like
to talk on our way
something-
to this town.
I think that's like what Fang said, like that's part of his sense of humor. I hate it, but also it's kind of funny.
Ophis, can you do me a
I don't
favor
find it
real quick?
funny.
Yeah.
Can you just go out to the main map?
Yeah.
I just want to see placement real quick.
Oh, sure. Yeah, let me zoom out.
Okay, so to clarify, because the way I'm looking at this,
You're here.
Steelmaw is directly north of the city, and it looks like it's on a cliff. Is that accurate?
No, it is on the opposite side of that peninsula from the capital. So like, the capital is more situated toward like the left of the peninsula. The Steelmaw is more towards the right. So that's a beach.
So west versus east. Got it.
Yeah.
So it's kind of where like the L and the M are of Steelmaw, kind of.
Yeah. Just because I didn't want to make the thingy too tiny. It's more towards the right.
Okay, cool. Okay, you could go back in now.
Okay.
Like, if we all localize here, does that mean the king knows something that we don't about the incoming invasion? Because last I checked, we had no idea when it was like where it was going to start.
Yeah, this doesn't necessarily mean he knows anything, but think about it this way: from his vantage
Just
point,
a
it's a strategic
centralized-
stronghold.
Yeah, right
That's
before
fair.
And
his
it's a
kingdom,
central
that can be
land.
demolished first.
Right. It's central. We're right before another castle, but we're right before the main capital with their main force. We're after another spot. We're protected to a sense. It's a great strategic point to make a stronghold without going into the city.
Generally, like, this also means, I mean, it's a base. Like, if that's what the letter said, it's a base for anything. It could mean, like, all the kingdoms uniting here and our forces gathering here and our last defense or whatever you want to call it. Or it could mean us splitting up and meeting back here, which I don't think we should do. But what
I
does
also think
any
it
of us
means that
have
we
any
could-
idea? Sorry.
I was going to say, it could also be a spot for us to maybe start building a stronghold ourselves. Maybe as we acquire weapons on our journeys or meet allies, acquire different sources of power, we can centralize it all to this location. And currently there's a small residential district. Instead of focusing on a residential side, if we're focusing on this as a base and possibly a stronghold for what I hope is not a last stand, but rather a fight, but last stand if necessary, is we start really upping the borders around this town, really have them screw the presidential side. Let's make this a fucking base with, some nice living. I would like a house. That'd be pretty fucking dope.
This could be like a place to set up like a, I don't want to say permanent camp, but like a camp. Like
exactly.
For lack of a better word to say, this is something that I'm like on board, but like a spawn point, even though there's no spawning, but like that's basically what this would be.
I think the word you're looking for is like a hub world. This is your hub world. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, do any of us have any idea on how to build a base? I know how to pickpocket people. That's about all I got.
No, we don't. But guess who has been working on this already?
Thing.
Person we were just talking to.
Exactly. They're obviously already started manufacturing all of this. I think maybe some of what we discuss with them is, maybe a little less on the residential focus for now, because their concern is to get it to be their town residential in the future. Now, I think we want to be careful. We don't want to tell her that it should be a full-scale military base or anything like that. Not that it would be like that, but just say, hey, let's stop focusing on the residential for a temporary measure.
Calyx
Let's
also
build up
says
the
refugees. Calyx also says a place for refugees.
I feel like this
Sure.
could be made residential and base like at the same time, if that makes sense.
I'm not
Like I feel like there's
disagreeing
ways
with
to
that,
make this
have
a stronghold
residential
but still have
aspect.
some.
But I think instead of focusing on the residential side first, because we, again, don't know when this invasion is, we have Fang focus on the protection of the town under the guise of, if you have a well-protected town, construction then becomes easier because, you know, you don't have to worry about anything. There's less to worry about in case beasts or anything come in the night. But you have the protection here, which benefits us, and then make the residential secondary.
Yes. I don't think anyone's trying to argue about going against the letter that the king has designated us as charters. I'm just wondering what the hell we're negotiating with Fang for. Like,
Well, that's something
I
we
think
really
to
need
make
figure
this
out.
partially a base and partially a residential, because her goal was residential, ours is base, so we need to negotiate how we're going to make this work on both parties and not cause problems.
And don't forget, she still wants the lordship. That's
and she had
technically ours now.
Which you can have after the
Whoa.
attack if
We will not be giving up. No, we are not giving that up, because if we tell her that, then she's going to just take it now, and then we have no say at any point.
Do you
can't
want to
take
fight
it
her
now
for
without
it?
us officially writing it over for her.
Do
Yeah.
you want to fight her
Right
for it?
now, we just go under. If we tell her, oh yeah, we'll sign it over to you, we look like pushovers right now. And Sai, correct me if I'm wrong here.
and we'll
and
just say we'll
I-
discuss
this-
exactly how this ends in a later date.
Sorry, what?
Well,
I just
Addie,
said
what'd you
I just said that we'll say that we'll discuss the exact lordships at the end of all this at a later date, because who knows if we
Right.
even survive it.
Yeah.
the kind
So,
of people we're dealing with aren't knights or kings who will make good on their word unless it benefits them.
right.
As you can see, Mervala made 2 deals, and it's not like it really has panned out for her.
Okay. Now, Sai, correct me if I'm wrong here, because this is not my world. Mine's I come from a little bit of a different world. People like this respect power, right? They don't. They want their people under their complete control, but the only language they truly understand when talking to someone else is power to power. Correct?
Sai,
I mean-
roll history.
Thank you. If it even is a good one.
13's good enough. It's your world. You're pretty familiar with it. You know that the way the triad generally breaks down, the Hydric Syndicate respects nothing. So they murder for fun. They are awful. You will never get their respect, and they will never give it. You simply butt heads, and whoever wins. You don't negotiate with them. You can ask, and if they care, they'll listen, but they might kill you and your target. It's very iffy. You've never really worked with them because of how dangerous they are. You know that the Vipers are the opposite. The Vipers value dishonesty, conniving, backstabbing. Like, everything goes. If you want to be sneaky around people's backstabbing, poisoning the food to get to the top, that means you earned it. Because you were sneakier and a better backstabber than them, and they respect you for that. Until someone inevitably is sneakier than you and kills you. The Iron Wolves are the opposite of that. The Iron Wolves are letter of the law, mercenaries, and hunters. They respect strength and they respect integrity. Everyone who has a position of power in the Iron Wolves that you have ever been aware of is someone who accomplished something publicly. Whether it was killing a particularly noble monster or doing a particularly notable deed, not always a good deed, but something worth noting, something that would get their story told, and that story elevates them to position.
I tell them that it's not just a power-based thing. You have to earn their respect, at least for the Iron Wolves. If you're dealing with a different gang, it's a toss-up.
Okay. So we need to earn it. And I don't think we earn it by just, we'll give you the town when we're done with it. I think the key part is we go under the guise of let's work together right now. You have your goal of getting it set up residential so that the town is yours. We have at least a temporary goal of using this as a base of operations for ourselves. We pop in when we need to. We have whatever support we need here that we would supply our own support for, whether that be sending munitions or allies or whatever here. You could start building everything else. Just fortify the exterior, because we don't know exactly what's coming or when it's coming, but when it comes, those walls are going to be great. The protection is going to be necessary, and that will help protect your investment. I think that's the crux of our argument here. Don't just lay over and say, it's yours. We go under the, well, it's at least ours at the temporary, but we need these types of things because these also benefit you in the long term.
The fact of the matter is, we know what she wants.
I agree. We know what she wants. We also know what we need and what we want. And I'm not necessarily ready to just give up power of something we just acquired.
No one's saying that. I think what Addie was trying to say is that we know what she wants, so that's something that we can negotiate with. However, we cannot go into this with everything that we want, because she will use that against us. We have to be very careful and specific with the things that we bring to the table and ask for in the negotiation.
I get that, and that's what I just said.
Yeah, but it's complicated.
But you said it wrong.
Yeah. All I'm saying is we know what she wants. We know what we need and want right now. The biggest thing we need right now for this to be a base is walls. We walked through gates that had nothing around them.
This is true.
Yeah. Oh, hey,
Guys,
Starscourge, come on in, buddy.
Guys, they're
Here
really
we
good.
are.
They're really good
Okay.
gates, though. They looked really cool.
That's my point, though.
Really effective with no one there.
She gains protection of the town that she wants. We gain a base of operations to utilize. And we ask for one of the completed houses.
Okay.
That's where we start with this. And say, look, right now, yeah, it's technically our charter. Right now, we need to focus on this. We think that adding this wall, based on what we know, and we can't tell you everything, but there's a reason the king is giving this to us right now. We need the protection, because not only is it protection for everybody here, which includes your people, it is protection of your investment and everything you've built. Because the last thing you want to see is everything raised to the ground. And if she brings up, well, are you going to guarantee it? Be like, let's see how let's see how everything shakes out first, and we could negotiate later. But right now, this would be mutually beneficial. She could keep building the way she wants to build. We just need her to focus up on the walls first.
I said that already earlier.
Yeah.
I said that 5 times earlier.
You for
Okay,
clarity,
well,
you
I
have
said
all
it
said the
first,
same
100%.
thing for about 20 minutes. You've all agreed
Yeah,
for the
we have.
last 20
Literally.
minutes.
Starting-
I think you're just
I know,
talking in
but
circles.
you're wrong.
I think you're talking in circles because you're scared to talk to her. You're like, we don't want to mess this up.
I'm ready to go say it. I'll say
So go
whatever
say
I
it.
want to say. It doesn't sound.
Go
It sounds
say
like
it.
everybody else.
Okay, Onyx walks out the door and he goes, "Hey, listen, bitch,
I'll fucking do it.
Do it then.
do it then."
Okay, fine. I'm gonna fucking walk out, and if anybody wants to follow, I'm gonna go talk right now, and we're gonna hash this out because I think we're all agreeing what we need. We just.
I'm going to stay in the room and peek around the corner of the door to watch what happens
Yeah.
when he walks up to her and says this exact phrase.
I'm not gonna use that exact phrase, Roger.
Good, you get to keep your head.
Thank God.
I want to
Okay.
negotiate.
Who's following me?
I'll follow.
Is anybody else following me as I'm walking into the room?
I'm gonna follow, but like, after a little bit, like I'm gonna keep towards like the back. Like I'm not gonna be directly
Just in
behind you,
case.
but
I'm
I
gonna
will
keep
enter
a
the room
safe.
again,
I'm
yeah.
gonna keep a safety distance
Yeah.
as a buffer.
Cole is likely doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Um,
And so you walk
Okay.
out and you sit down again in one of those chairs in front of Fang,
I'm gonna
and
sit
you're like,
down
"Let's talk."
directly in front of Thang, like
Okay.
we're eye to eye. Like I'm not sitting off to the side, anything like that.
Okay. So then she locks eyes with you, and she can see that you're like mentally prepared. She's like, "Okay, discussion's over. What's what's our consensus? How are we gonna do this?"
Oh, sorry, stretching, getting ready for this.
Confidence left the body real quick.
Yeah. Stalling.
No, I was literally stretching. No, okay. So, look, we know this isn't what you expected. Honestly, we didn't expect this either. But there's a reason that this is happening. So, what we want to do is we are going to be moving around. We are not going to be here. So you can continue running this the way you have been. We're not going to step on your toes in that sense at all. What we need from you, though, and this is something that I think benefits you in the long term as well, is instead of focusing up on residential right now, is we need to focus on the fortifications. Because, quite honestly, we strolled in through gates with towers that we could have walked around. And we don't know when, we don't know where it's coming from, but we can tell you that there is concern in the future. And as you said per the letter, there is an invasion coming. We need fortifications, which not only protect your people and yourself that are living here, and your town that you want it to be, but it also protects the investment that you've already put into all of the structure. And after the walls are built, you could continue focusing up on the residential side until the day comes. From our sense, we'd like one of the houses that's nearest completion that we can use as our own whenever we have to stop by. And we are going to send allies this way, or people, or munitions, or whatever we need to send this way that can be stored in that house. What do you say? What do you have to say to that?
So just to make sure I have this 100% clear, you are effectively suggesting that you remain lords in name, I remain lord in practice. We dictate where resources are going to go. You dictate where resources are going to go. I supervise their construction when you are not here, and ultimately, and in addition to that, you are given a requisition section of the housing district for you to live and to stockpile equipment, supplies, anything you might do. In any such time where you are not here, I am in charge, and then in any such time you are here, we are functionally both in charge. Is that about what you're saying?
Not entirely.
What part that do I have wrong?
Okay, we're not requisitioning an entire section. We're requisitioning one piece, one house. That's all we're asking for.
Aren't there 6 of you?
Yeah, we can share.
We can share.
For clarity, these are like huts. These are like old style houses. It's like a family of 4 is pushing it. I want to be clear. This is not a luxury. It's not like a luxury residential
I was
district.
looking at the ones on the map. Like,
I'm sorry.
it's a nice
I'm
size
sorry.
house.
I have the free version of the map maker, dude. There's shit. It's old timey 1600s wooden house.
Fine, that absolutely changes how I was thinking.
Which is what. Yeah.
Okay, so maybe like 2 or 3.
That's why I gave you section. I was like, just roll with it. Section is a loose term.
Okay, then yes.
Yes. Okay. So then scratch that part. Again, in terms of what we're saying for resources, the only thing we're saying to dictate resources to is the wall, the fortifications around the exterior of the town. That's the only thing we are saying. So if you can push the resources to that for now, then you can build the town as you see fit with everything else. We're not telling you how to build the town, how to build the roads, how to do everything. The only thing we're asking for is fortification, which again, not only protects your people and you, it also protects the investment of everybody, especially yourself, the investment and time and effort you've put into this, because the last thing you'd want to see is this race to the ground just because we didn't have enough protection here.
And then she looks at you and she has like a pretty cold gaze. And then she goes, I don't know what your game plan is here, but I think you take me for a fool. Do you think that I would see what you're asking and simply accept it, knowing how one-sided it is? I'm not dumb. You think I would ever accept the lords of a town, even in name only, living in the residential district amongst the commoners? Or do you think I would accept you simply making one demand about a wall and then giving me everything else? I'm not dumb. I know how this plays out. You think that if you have this hands-off role, ultimately at the end of the day, you could say that one person did more work or less work in the rigmarole in regards to that. Moreover, I'm not a fool. I know that the king bequeathed this to you. Seemingly you made some kind of impression with him, established some kind of relationship, maybe even more so than I. It's not going to work like that. Here's how it's going to work. All of you are going to move into here, and she gestures to the manor, because you're the lords of the town. And the lords of the town will not be living in the residential district. That looks bad. You'll be living here. You can use any aspect of the town to store anything because you're the lords of the town. And anything that needs to be constructed, we will sit down on a case-by-case basis. I will give you the ledger for the supplies we have access to. And if it is something we can build because we have the supplies, we can build it. However, I think you are greatly misunderstanding the situation of this town. We did not have a time limit going into this. You have brought me on my doorstep a time limit that I could not prep for and did not know existed. Do you know how much stone or wood would be required for a wall? We barely had enough for the gates. I think it might be best if everyone come out here, everyone look at everything we have, and then we, on a 50-50 basis, no more no less on either party, so that we both do equal amounts of work in the eyes of royalty. Then we take it case by case.
Yeah.
So to clarify, basically, she's saying she just wants this 50-50 split of everything.
She's implying that she thinks you're gassing her, because if you go to the king and say, look, she took over and did everything, she's like domineering, kick her out, you'll use her doing everything because you told her to do everything as leverage to like oust her. So she's like, you're not going to pull that. We're going to do it halfsies so that neither party could say they did more or less work and use it as an excuse to kick out the other party.
I can understand that.
It's like owning 50% of a business
fair.
instead of owning 51% of the business. That way you can't force the other person out. She's like, absolutely not. I'm not letting you own 51% of this business. It's 50-50, 100%.
I think it's fair.
Okay.
So does everyone come out of hiding in the back room?
I was already out of hiding.
Well, I know Cole and Brontes were hiding, fearing the worst.
We were joking. I
Yeah.
was joking.
Okay. Well, just in case. And then in that case, what will happen? You all sit down, and she'll go, okay, then, let's put it all on the table. And then I am going to put the base building section of this campaign in the Discord.
What does this mean for Mervala and Ashcliff and whatever the fuck the item thing that...
You can't. Your thing. Your piece of paper that makes you turn into a cat dragon thing.
Oh.
Oh, what happened?
Okay.
Hello?
I know I'm typing. Okay. Just check the D&D chat on the.
Got it.
Cool. So you can see that whole thing.
Yes.
Cool.
Oh,
So
damn.
that is everything that I wrote and have access to. That is the requirements, materials, time management, passives, and bonuses of every possible construction currently. Or you could ask me for a new one and I'll make it up on the fly. You have access to, and I will put a copy of this in the video so that the chat can watch it. Or the viewers, not the chat, we're not live. There's a shopping district. There's a dockyard. There is the housing districts, which can be done multiple times, and the first one needs to be completed. And, of course, there are other things like Noble District and walls and fortifications, city guard barracks, etc. That is, she lays out a series of papers for you to read over that has all that information and all her perceived benefits and detriments to all those things and the requirements to have those things. In regards to your a question about Mervala, she will say, my deal with Mervala was what's that? When the town is completed, she get her payment for doing so and for rallying her workers, the members of Ashcliff who were willing to help her out for whatever reasons that may be. She would receive this item that she traded to me back in the day. I never break a deal, and I never go back on a deal. However, if you wanted to work with her to renegotiate who gets this item and how, I would not mind. However, the end result must still be the same. This town must still end up being completed, or at the very least, something must be done of equal value to a large construction of this town in order for me to relinquish this item, simply on pride. I will never break a deal with someone, even if that person is willing to break said deal. It goes against my values.
Mm-hmm.
If she's willing and you're taking suggestions, I have an idea, but I will not suggest a way out of a deal when the person in the deal has yet to voice what they think.
Sai looks at Mervala.
She'll look at you and she'll kind of lean down and whisper to you, and she'll go, do you really want it? Does it mean that much to you?
And Sai just says this to Mervala. It kind of feels like home.
She has this
And
soft.
Mervala would know what that means.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She has this soft look in her eye when you say it, and she's like, okay. And then she looks at Fang and she's like, it's fine if you're willing to do something else, regardless of what gets done with her and that item. I will finish the town. Me and the group of Ashcliff of those who have volunteered will work here until it is done, and then we will accomplish that goal regardless of the payout. If you wish to make a side deal with Sai in regards to her getting that payout quicker and getting it on my behalf, that is fine. You have my permission to do that. But the town will be completed. The section of the town that Ashcliff was responsible for will be completed regardless. And then she'll be done, and she'll be done talking. She'll take a step back, and then Fang will look at you and will go, well then, is a deal something you're interested in making?
Yes, I would like to discuss it.
Excellent. And then she'll flicker through the papers that she just showed, and she'll slide out another paper, and on the paper is a piece of paper with several stamps of red urgent stamps, and she'll say, listen, we were ahead of schedule, but there's been an incident. Something happened at the logging camp that was supplying us with lumber to finish the residential district and a lot of the other buildings in this town. Mervala was able to convince the fort up north for extra supplies not too long ago, and we were able to use that to kind of keep pace. But if we can't get another shipment in of wood, this whole construction is going to come to a halt, and it's going to look awful. At first, I was nervous because if the king saw that, he might strip the deal and just bulldoze the town because it was a waste of money. Now I'm concerned because if this town is supposed to be some kind of fortress, it will have nothing in it, and it will not function in that way. Either way, it is urgent that this incident at the logging camp be resolved. The problem, I have already sent my best men on other jobs in order to make money because we don't have anyone in the residential district paying taxes yet because of the logging camp. So I don't have anyone left to solve it because I can't send Ashcliff, because if I sent Ashcliff, A, they would all die, or B, I'd be breaking the deal because they're supposed to be building the town. So we're kind of in a corner. If you, and then she gestures to all 6 of you in addition to you, can resolve this issue and reestablish trade with the logging camp, I'll consider that as equivalent to constructing the town itself, because the town cannot be constructed without the supplies. And then I will give you this. Is that a fair deal to you?
Can I discuss it with my party?
Sure. We're all lords here. No reason to keep secrets.
Right. And Sai kind of looks down at the paper. I'm assuming she put the thing away, right?
No, she'll hand you the paper. It's basically just a paper.
No, the glowy whatever.
Yeah. That's back in the drawer.
And kind of turns to the group. I know our mission is clear, but as it stands, this is supposedly supposed to be our base, and there will be no base without lumber. However, I will not ask you guys to come with me.
That face was me being
But I would
tired,
like to
don't
but I would like to go. I would like to do this. I guess at base it's important to me.
I'm gonna apologize because I
Yep.
stepped away for a second to run to the bathroom. So basically, we have to go get wood. Is that the
No.
just?
Sai is essentially asking but not asking the party if they would go with her.
And furthermore, the wood would end up
Should
being used to help build the
do-
tower.
Yeah.
And it's another side quest that will deviate from the main story.
Yep.
And delay our journey one more time.
Yep.
By the way, how's the little girl doing?
The little girl has said nothing. She's just been silently following you guys because no one has addressed her or talked to her or like addressed her in any way. So she's just like
I just
obediently.
assumed she was just
I
following.
forgot she existed.
Yeah. Yeah, no one's asked her any questions or said they were doing anything with or about her. So she has just been very well
Sai
behaved.
is holding her.
Yeah, she's very very well behaved. She said nothing. And also to answer Onyx's thing for clarity because you had to step away. There's an issue at the lumber like camp
facility,
and as such it has stopped like the consistent supply of lumber. It's not like, oh, we need to go get the one supply of lumber that got missing and that'll fix it. You need to reestablish a consistent orderly supply of wood to continue consistently funding the town. If you look at the thing I sent in the Discord, every time it says like lumber unit or unit of lumber, that is a shipment of lumber to build that thing. So if something needs 2 lumber units to construct, then it takes 2 shipments of lumber. So she needs you to go to the guild or to the camp, investigate why the stopped, send any wood that was there, and then also handle it in such a way that it continues sending wood up more in the future.
Clarify, how far is this lumber facility?
Sai did not ask.
How far is it? Sai asks.
Okay. West from Fishbane and cutting up to right to the edge of the forest. There, it's not on any map, but it's a ramshackle camp. It's maybe 40 or 50 guys, and all they do is cut trees, process lumber, and then they ship it out. And then either they do the shipping, or sometimes I've gone through Moonglow to get extra shipping. But recently, every caravan I went through Moonglow disappeared, so that's why I've been going through these guys. And these guys are really consistent. But all of a sudden, they just stopped. And all they keep saying, like the only reports I've gotten, because I haven't been able to send anybody, is that they're refusing to work because they keep claiming, allegedly, that there's a monster in the woods. Now, obviously there's monsters in the woods. It's an enormous forest full of beasts. Why all of a sudden a monster being there is an issue for 50 armed men, I don't know. But they refuse to do their job. And so I need either to go there and scare them into working, or whatever this stupid monster is, kill it. I don't care. I just need the trade reestablished as quickly as possible.
Okay. And Sai kind of like looks back at the group. Are we?
I mean, we're heading that direction anyways. Yeah.
Yeah, why not?
Would you like me to show the world map and point where she was referencing? So it's above here. So you see how you have your cross, like your red line? Get a pen. Freehand. So it is here. Right at the edge of the Great Forest, not the regular forest. That's my mistake.
Oh. So right by Orange.
So a little out of the way, but not by much.
We're gonna we said we'd stop in Orange Bloom anyway, so it's
Yeah,
I think
it's just gonna
still worth
be.
it.
Yeah, it's not that. Yeah, it's fine. Doable.
Here, I will make like a X.
An adjustment to the plan.
Well, no, that's
I feel
that's
like there's
up
really
to
not
you
too
guys.
much adjusting.
And if we need the base as quickly as we do, it'd be best for us to go and solve this issue so that the base can be built while we're seeking to unite the kingdoms.
Yes.
Yeah, because theoretically, like this is the red line. Obviously, is your current plan, but what you could do is you could go. So like you're here, I'm gonna draw in black. You're
We could
here.
just go up
You
to
go
Orange
up.
Bloom and then circle
Yeah.
back.
You could either go up and then circle around, right? And then be back here and then go and then depart again. You could also, theoretically, if you went here and then went to like Fishbane, this is a port city. They have ways of going up and down river because it's a port city. You could, assuming nothing happens, then go up river and then do that loop and then hit everybody. And then, because this is not far from you. This is like half a day's travel. And then this river, you don't know how long the river will take. Or, in theory, you could just keep going all the way up the river, hit the Underfell, and then just go down and hit the whole continent.
I feel like that's not a terrible idea.
I feel like we
That
need to
would
also
that
discuss
would
this.
require, though, I will disclose, that would require basically, like, if you didn't do Orange Bloom then and Clovecross then, for the girl, you would have the girl longer. So you might need to go in, cut in, and then loop it. But that's a in-the-moment decision.
What are we thinking?
Would it help if I calculated how many days of travel it is? So then you can make a decision?
Sorry, guys. Wait. Sorry. I didn't realize I was muted.
Oh, well, that certainly doesn't help.
No, it does not. I thought you all just hated me and were ignoring me. No. Question is, are we talking in front of Fang right now?
Yes.
Shit.
Why?
Well, I'm not sure if everybody remembers a certain set of notes, but there's something associated with the Great Forest.
Or can you speak out of character?
Yeah,
Who's that?
Ezekiel's notes, false life,
Are
hiding
you
in the
referring?
forest,
Yeah, you're
unknown
referring to the corpse hand member. That's about.
Right. I don't know if we want to say that necessarily in front of Fang. Like, oh yeah, we got another thing to do that might be so much worse up there.
That might
Which is-
be what's getting in the way, for all we
That's
know.
what I'm saying.
So we may want to drop the girl off in Cloves Cross before.
Well,
Should I-
doing
either way,
that.
we might end up dealing with the corpse's hand member in Fishbane anyway. That's why, like, we wanted to go this loop. Unless, which one, I don't have my notes, but which one was a quote-unquote higher level, Fishbane or Orange Bloom?
Sorry. False life, which is 10, is the Great Forest. Fishbane is, I believe, is Blight. Wither is in Fishbane, which is
Okay.
ranked 9. So that's
Yeah.
9 and 10.
Yeah, so 10...
So they're on the lower
False
end.
Life would quote-unquote be the easiest if we're going that way.
Right, but that means we technically have we're more likely to run into 9 if we were to go Fishbane up to Orange Bloom.
So then it
Correct.
sounds like we should go to Orange Bloom first.
I disagree. I think we go to Fishbane. That way we could try and get a
Didn't
boat.
we just say,
And if the kid
Oh, well,
dies,
yes.
the kid dies.
yeah, Fishbane first? Yes,
I don't
you're right.
think-
I agree.
Barring the
I was
kid
thinking of
dying
it in
speeds,
the-
sounds like a good plan and what I'd like to confirm. I'm sure Cole is... Cole, do you have any complaints? I take his
No.
silence as a yes.
Okay,
Now, let's just
for math, if you went from where you are right now, because you still have more time that you can travel today, you're going to make it to like about the fort. If you left from the fort tomorrow and you did a straight shot to Orange Bloom, it would only take about 4-ish days at a regular pace. At a fast pace, it would be
Steamroll it.
like 3.
Is this including on boat? Like, does it matter if it's on foot or on by boat?
That's on foot because you don't know how fast because you don't know what kind of boats are available at Fishbane.
Okay.
Then maybe it's worth just heading up to Orange Bloom and taking care of it, and that gets us our feet wet with the corpse's
Corpse's
hand.
hand.
Yeah,
That's why I had said, Orange Bloom first, because like it's the easiest of the
Well, again,
Allegedly.
hand.
We also don't know where in the Great Forest False Life is living.
Yeah, the Great Forest is enormous. It takes several
Either
weeks
way,
to cross.
we can definitely take care of the lumberyard first, and then we can go to Orange Bloom and then Cloves Cross, and then deal with
Yes.
False Life.
Yeah, because it's about 1 day from the fort to Fishbane.
Yeah, so I think it should be Orange Bloom, Cloves Cross.
Well, it should be the lumberyard. Orange Bloom.
And I'm doing
Clove
like
Cross.
lumberyard as the Great Orange Bloom here.
Got it.
Because we know what that is, and it's not like we have to go through the woods. So it's like up the river, Orange Bloom, Cloves Cross. Decide based on what's going to happen with the girl, based on the girl's backstory, TM, and then go from there.
TM. So and you said you're going up the river. So you're going to do Fishbane, get a boat, get off at the river, do the lumber camp, and then go right next to the lumber camp, go to Orange Bloom and do Orange Bloom. Or are you not? Or are you?
Yeah.
Or are you walking alongside the river and not going to Fishbane when you said up the river?
Would the boat take longer?
You do not know what kinds of boats are available. You don't think it. You don't think it should be noticeably longer. You don't think, but you don't know.
I forget because I don't have my notes. Obviously, does the river flow north or south?
It goes north to south, but you live in high fantasy magic world. Boats can go both ways. It's just a matter of cost and time.
No, I'm just I'm wondering how fast it is. You know what I mean? Like if the river
Well, we're
is
going
running
against
north,
the current. We're going against the river.
Like if you get there and all you have is rowboats, it'll take longer. If you get there and they have like a magic ferry, it'll take shorter. But you don't. None of you have ever been to Fishbane. But like I said, I mean, Fishbane is
walking along the river.
Yeah, I mean, Fishbane is also Fishbane's also only 1 day from the fort, which is where you'll end the day today. So you could go to Fishbane, and even if you're like, oh, all these boats are slow, it would only add a day to your total travel, and you'd still get there in 5 days if you went straight up. Because you don't have to cross the mountain; you could just go slightly around the mountain. Ironically enough, you'd go right by where the hidden tomb is, where you came out.
Unless at that point, because it yeah. I'd say it'd probably be like, a day's difference plus change to then just do the King's Spear and then Cloves Cross instead. Either way, we're stopping in Fishbane. Is what we've agreed to.
Yeah, King's Spear is 15, so 10 is 75, half is 75, 30, 105. What's 105 divided by 25?
4.2.
4 points, yeah.
So,
no, not 4.2.
We're gonna
Four
round.
and change.
We're gonna round 4 and change. So we'll round it down to 4 for easy math. Fishbane to King's Spear alone is 4 days, straight shot. Because it's out to the left. It's not like you have to bucket around. So it would add 4 days to your total thing. Because then from that angle, you've got to cross the mountains and the hills to get to
105 divided by 5, or
I think we kind of have to go to. If we're going to Fishbane, we go to Fishbane, but then we have to go to Orange Bloom because we need to get this wood thing reestablished.
Yeah, I think pretty much at this point we just need to figure out if we're going to Fishbane first or if we're just going straight to Orange Bloom.
Well, if we go to Fishbane first and it's like all the boats are slow, let's rather walk it. Only a day's worth of travel.
I think we should just walk it and just go straight for Orange Bloom and come back to Fishbane.
I agree. I think we should just walk.
Okay. What say you, Brontes and Onyx? Do we walk or do we ride on the sea?
Well, I mean, we might still have to walk it anyway, so ignore that. My opinion is in the terms of sake of taking care of something that way. You know what? This might sound weird, might sound stupid, but I think it goes against what I want to do. But I think we go to Orange Bloom, Cloves Cross, King's Spear, then take care of Fishbane. By that point, we come back to Steelmaw, touch base with Steelmaw to make sure see if there's anything else we need to address. Make sure everything's going smoothly now. See where they're at, and then redepart from there. Basically, do a circle.
A circle.
And then when we're in Fishbane on the second pass through, we can See if we can take a boat all the way up north instead.
Okay.
Right, exactly. See if we could take a boat from there up to, you know,
Just to
at least get us into
Nile.
the frosty areas, or closer to the frosty areas.
Or maybe we learn something and we change our plan. Either way, I think
Exactly.
so. We're gonna walk from the fort all the way to the lumber yard
Yes, via horses.
via horses.
Yep.
So for clarity, the new plan
Is a circle.
I'm saying it's here. Go to the fort by the end of the day. Cross the bridge. Go straight to the camp. Take care of the camp. Go immediately to the orange bloom because it's right there. And then you said Clove Cross, King's
Yes.
Spear, Fishbane, back to Steelmaw.
That's the
Tentatively,
tentative
yes.
plan.
Right now, the true game plan is lumberyard, and then orange bloom, and then close cross, and right there is where we're gonna decide like, hey, where are we going from here now? Or maybe
Right.
when we're in orange bloom, we might go back to the river. Who knows? Either way, lumberyard.
Also
is,
depends on what happens with False Life.
Yes.
Okay, so in that case, it's like this then. That's
Yes.
the new plan.
Currently, yes.
Current
Why is
plan.
mine taking so long to load? Like, I know you're drawing it as you're saying it, but it's like I have such a lag to like what you're drawing.
It doesn't update till I take my finger off the thingy.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, so it's like that then. That just so that I know as the DM, like that is the current new path, and then once you get to Clove Cross, basically you're gonna reevaluate where your next segment of path is gonna be.
Correct.
Yeah.
Tentatively.
Cool.
So, as our heroes come to a close with their negotiation before accepting the deal with Fang to go save the lumberyard from an unknown threat, our heroes once again are changing their entire travel plans once more, coming to an agreement before they accept this deal.
Until next time.